There's hostilities flaring up in Eretz Yisrael. Unfortunate situation is such that Israel has no choice. It must destroy those Hamas to save the hostages and to simply stop this ongoing threat from those terrorist murderers. So it is only appropriate we should add some extra prayers today. So I invite you, join me in recital of chapter 100, and we're going to say it in Hebrew with the English translation. And again, please join me. Chapter 100. Mizmor lesoida oriol Adonai kol haaretz, a psalm of thanksgiving. Let all the earth sing in jubilation to the Lord. Ivdu es Adonai b'simcha boi lefanav birnana. Serve the Lord with joy, come before him with exaltation. Du'u ki Adonai hu Elohim hu asanu v'lo ya'anachna ame v'tzoin marisoi. Know that the Lord is God. He has made us and we are His people and the sheep of His pasture. Enter His gates with gratitude, His courtyards with praise. Give thanks to Him, bless His name. For the Lord is good, His kindness is everlasting, and His faithfulness is for all generations. God, we need your kindness and goodness. As they say, keep your right hand and protect Eretz Yisrael, protect all the Jewish people, and finally bring Mashiach now. Let us give some tzedakah, if you can, some extra tzedakah, because as we know, the strength of the Jewish people is Torah, Tefillah, and tzedakah. Study of Torah, prayers, and charity. So let us also have a little thought of Torah, and again, these should be the pillars of our success. In the beginning of the Torah portion of this week, Vayakhel, Moshe Rabbeinu starts telling them once again the laws of observing Shabbat. Sheishis yom ti'aseh melacha v'yom hashvi'i yelachem kodesh, Shabbos el Hashem. 6 days, work shall be done. And on the 7th should be a holy day, a day of Shabboson, a day which is called a day of rest for God. In other words, we're resting for the purpose of God. We're not resting for the purpose of being able to go back to work. Shabboson Lashem. It is all for God's sake. It's all for the purpose of serving God. And then start telling us all about the offerings. Everybody should participate in the building of the Mishkan. What's very interesting, earlier, a few parshas in Kitissa, where the Torah discusses about the construction of the Mishkan, how he says, I've given special powers, understanding, wisdom to Bezalel, etc., how to do the Mishkan, etc. And then in the middle, the pasuk stops. Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, and God says to Moshe Rabbeinu, Ato tedaber al bnei Yisrael, now share with the Jewish people, Ach es Shabsosai tishmeru, but my Shabbos you should be observing. What's this but, and what does it have to do with there? So from this, the Talmud, our sages deduct, how do we know what is permitted to do on Shabbat and what is not permitted? We know we have this 39 basic fundamental called the Avos Melachos, the fathers, and then we have all the derivatives, the results from them. But what does this, says the Gemara, how do we know what are those tasks which are forbidden? Because in the Torah it doesn't list all the prohibitions, all it says keep Shabbos. Yes, we have don't light a fire, but in general all the others like don't write, don't do business, etc. So the Gemara says, since the Torah positions the construction of the Mishkan and then immediately says, but don't work on Shabbos, or the same thing over here in the parsha of this week, keep Shabbos, and now bring offering, in other words, they're the same concept. Shabbos and Mishkan go together. So the Gemara says, from this we learn that all the major tasks which were necessary to do in the Mishkan, we can do on Shabbat. But there's also a deeper concept over here. The Mishkan, the Beis Hamikdash, is called the holy place, the holy house. Shabbos is called Kodesh, a holy day. Says the Torah. Just like you have holiness in space, such as the Beis Hamikdash, you have holiness in time. They are synonymous. And therefore also, as we know, the time of Moshiach is called Yom Shekula Shabbos. It's a day which is always Shabbos. Understanding that our time and our space is all about rendering it holy, godly. By doing this, we deserve the Beis Hamikdash.